Jackson?
Well, more difficult. It just depends on some of the weapons around him, Greeny. Here's what I will say. I think if you're trying to figure out why they said that, it's because at this current moment, Kyler Murray is a better passer than Lamar Jackson. And I don't know if he's as fast, but he does have the ability to run the football and get out of the pocket. And so I think from a defensive perspective, anytime you go against a dual threat quarterback, Greeny, that drives defensive coordinators crazy because they don't know where he's going to be. Is he going to be in the pocket? Is he going to be out of the pocket? Is he going to throw on the run? And I think for as great as Lamar Jackson was and as wrong as I was about him, he's still developing as a passer. And I think Kyler Murray right now is a better passer. Jackson is a better runner. So I can kind of see where someone would kind of come to that synopsis that he's more dangerous than Lamar Jackson.
Particularly with the addition of DeAndre Hopkins there now, Diana, and of course the old veteran in Larry Fitzgerald who was still there to provide that leadership and whatever else. What are you hearing from people around the league about what we can expect from Murray in his second season?
Well, let's put it simply. He is a pass-first quarterback, right? And when we talk about Lamar Jackson, everybody knows what Lamar's going to do. He's going to go for the run first. So to have that dual-threat quarterback there, that already gives him the advantage. And in terms of where Kyler Murray is right now, this offseason was all about bulking up. He gained about 7 to 9 pounds of muscle. He's still going to be a speedster, but now he's got a little bit of that extra bulk. And just from a mental part of his game here and understanding this playbook, you know, he spent a lot of his off seasons in college focused on baseball, and this was really his first off season where he truly just worked on football. His head coach, Cliff Kingsbury, saying he seems that he is more locked in than ever, and DeAndre Hopkins, who we know spent all those years with Deshaun Watson, added that his arm is strong. Kyler Murray has a really strong arm. So going back to the comparisons, the fact that he's this good of a passer, and here's one more element, Greeny. He does have a lot of expectations on this year because I do remember last year you questioning this pick here, and it seems that there's more excitement about him now this year than last year. And I was going to bring that up, but I didn't want to really pile
Well, because, you know, I'm doing what a lot of people aren't willing to do on Lamar Jackson. I'm admitting I was dead wrong. I looked at his size and I said, you can't play the position at that size. Rob Ninkovich, does the size matter with Kyler Murray? As he goes into his second year, Diana says he's bulking up a little bit. He can't get taller. Does that make any difference?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, look, we all go by the numbers, and you see your prototypical quarterback has to be a certain height because guess what? They're behind 6'8" monsters in front of them, and they can't see over the front line. So, yeah, sometimes that can be an issue. If you keep him in the pocket and he can't get out of the pocket, there could be an issue of him seeing down the field. Look, I can remember when we played Drew Brees, and he's not a very tall guy. He would be on his tippy toes looking through his face mask trying to peek over the offensive line. So, yeah, definitely if Kyler Murray down the road in a few years, say later in his career, can't run like he used to run, yeah, his height could definitely be a problem. But going back to the Lamar Jackson thing, I mean, you know how you can stop Lamar Jackson. Yeah, you know how to stop Lamar Jackson. Nobody's stopped Lamar Jackson. Nobody's done it yet. So for him to surpass Lamar at this point, I mean, he's going to have a tremendous, tremendous year.
The thing about both of these guys is that there is every reason to think they're going to get better. They've been in the league a combined 3 seasons. You know what I mean? And that's a different way, Booger, that we talk about quarterbacks so differently than we did. I'm old enough to remember a time when you never even considered starting a quarterback when he was a rookie. Now these two have been in the league for a combined total of 3 years, and we sometimes forget. They're babies. They're at the very beginning of what they should ultimately become, right?
Without a doubt, Greeny, and I think something important to point out is that they are in systems that are tailor-made for them. When you look at what Greg Roman and John Harbaugh did up in Baltimore, they basically said, what does Lamar Jackson do well? We're going to create this offense around him, his running ability. We're going to basically simplify the passing game and allow him to get better over stages. You look in Arizona, Cliff Kingsbury got fired up. He got fired from Texas Tech. They brought him into Arizona to put this system in place, and he handpicked a quarterback a year after they had already drafted a quarterback in the first round. So, Greeny, the systems that these young guys are put in, I think highlights coaching in the National Football